Okay, so I was prepared to enjoy my music. But anyway, so I received a call about 2-3 hours ago from a guy who is interested, really interested to buy a Peugeot 406, and also really interested to buy one with automatic gearbox. But I don't even know the right word to use. It's either that he's confused or scared about the automatic gearbox, even though we really want to buy a Peugeot 406. So he now called and said, that he has been reading a lot of my messages on Peugeot cars, and that, according to him, that I do advise people against buying Peugeot 406 with automatic gearbox. So, and I think I said to him that I never said that. I don't think, I don't remember ever telling anybody avoid Peugeot 406 automatic gearbox like a plague. No. I'm not saying, he didn't use the word I said plague, but I don't think I've ever said anybody who wants to buy 406, oh no, don't you ever try automatic, buy manual instead. What I usually do is, when you, for example, for people who will call me, I'll pay consultancy service for me to guide them or give them professional advice whether to buy Peugeot with manual or just interested in buying a particular Peugeot model. First thing I'll do is to find out his interest in buying that particular car. Why showing interest? Why choosing to buy that car? What do you need to use the car for? Private? Or what? In fact, the most important thing, what does that person want out of that vehicle? That's what I usually ask. Except those who already made up their mind and say, hey, I want to buy this. I want to buy this Peugeot 406, Peugeot 508, Peugeot this with this engine or this gearbox. So it's not like asking for, oh, I need the advice on which of them to buy. No, he has already made up his mind. So all you need is somebody to help him get a good one. So in that case, yes, I don't interfere with that person's choice. But when I see people, they are actually confused or don't really know which one to choose from, all I need is to guide them to make that choice. So on many occasions, yes, I've asked people, don't buy Peugeot automatic gearboxes, or don't buy Peugeot, a particular Peugeot car with automatic gearbox, probably based on what I could tell the person wants out of the vehicle. You know, when you tell me, oh, I want a Peugeot car that is cheaper, like you want a Peugeot 406 that is cheaper to maintain and consume less fuel, why would I recommend a manual automatic for you? Automatic in Peugeot car, as far as I'm concerned, especially Peugeot 406, it consumes more than the manual ones, giving the same engine. Yes. Automatic in Peugeot 406 with EW10J4, that Peugeot 406 with EW10J4 engine with automatic gearbox consume more fuel than Peugeot 406 with the same EW10J4 but manual transmission. So there's no way you tell me that will not recommend that one based on what you want. Or some will say, oh, I want one that is more fun to drive. There's more fun, like, oh, I want one that's more fun, but I don't want VC. So out of this, which one can I go for that's more fun to drive? I will not recommend one with automatic, because I know that the manual ones are fun. Even some of them that have low powered engine, still you can actually be fun compared to the automatic that, based on, for you to have fun with them, you're gonna push the throttle down to the pedal, that at some point it will start becoming uncomfortable because of probably the weight, the fuel consumption will go high, or the way, it all depends on people. So yeah, automatic gearbox, as far as Peugeot car is concerned, is not as fun or as enjoyable as their manual counterparts. So yes, I always recommend that. Then that is for the fun part, or for the enjoyment part, right? Another reason why I do recommend manual for people in Peugeot car is the reliability and the durability sake. It doesn't matter what you think, it doesn't matter what you say, the fact remains that manual transmission outlives automatic gearboxes. At least in Peugeot cars. I can't speak for every other brand, even though I know, generally speaking, irrespective of manual gearboxes are more durable than automatic gearboxes. So, beginning back to Peugeot again, as far as Peugeot cars are concerned, even the latest new one right now being sold in 2019 or produced in 2019, their manual ones are less problematic. In fact, I won't even use the word less problematic. Manual ones are more durable than the auto, which you can also link this with cost of maintenance, because automatic costs very, very high to maintain, whether you like it or not. Yeah, Peugeot may tell you it's fit for life, but if you follow that advice, you're going to ruin that gearbox. So for you to maintain it, to keep it in good condition, you have to spend more by buying the expensive ATF for the gearbox. If you now choose to buy the cheap ATF because you can't afford the recommended expensive one, the gearbox will damage. While the manual ones is fit for life, you are not even supposed to touch it. Even if you do, the ATF, the recommended, the thing about manual is, while the modern ones are not, they don't really take all kinds of oil, unlike the older ones. But still, as long as there is oil in it, it keeps running. But the automatic gearbox, yes, oil in it, but if it's the wrong oil, it will kill it. So in terms of maintenance, durability and that, yes, manual, you can't really compare. I mean, where do we even start? There's one thing I want to use now to explain this, so that you know that it can't be me that will influence your decision on what to buy, unless you find my desire or my passion for manual cars interesting, or maybe it resonates with you the way I love the manual Peugeot cars. Then probably you could say that yes, it influenced you. But you will call me and I will tell you, or you ask me, oh, which one should I buy, based on so and so, based on my desire, based on my passion to drive an automatic one. I will tell you, no, don't buy automatic, avoid it. Why would I do that? Because like I always say, I've seen a lot of people, maybe not a lot, that have also drive their Peugeot cars automatic for years and the gearbox have not failed them. So it doesn't mean all automatic gearbox is going to give you issues. You know that those ones that have not failed them, they are spending more, especially as the cars start getting old. They have to spend more in changing the ATF with the recommended one. So this analogy I'm going to use now is this. Which one makes you happier? To buy a Peugeot 406 manual, which you don't like. I'm talking about the transmission. You don't like the transmission, but you buy it because people say it's better, or it's more reliable or durable, or it's cheaper to maintain. Yet, all through your ownership of that car, you always be feeling unhappy or sad of driving something you didn't want to buy. Or you buy the same Peugeot 406 with automatic gearbox and you feel very good about yourself for buying what you want, even though you may spend more fueling the car, even though you may spend more keeping the car on the road by using the right ATF when it's due for replacement. Even though you may end up at some point during the ownership replacing that gearbox if it fails, but still you'll still be happier driving that automatic 406, no matter additional money it costs you to keep it running. So which one? I mean, that's the only analogy I can use here. So always go for what you want and be ready to go with. For example, some people that prefer manual, maybe they will tell you, yeah, well, manual, I love it, it's fun, even though once in a while there may be some hectic traffic that I might find myself, and the manual may become uncomfortable at that moment. Yeah, at that moment they feel, okay, this is the downside of manual. But generally, all through the ownership of the car, they feel so happy that they bought what they wanted. And even though the traffic is there, but you never give them or even make them to decide, oh, maybe I should sell this one and buy automatic. It's just one of the things in life. Everything has positive and negative. So to them, the positive outweighs the negative. So it's just that sometimes when I'm talking and I want to bring in the spiritual part of life, people feel that, what we are talking about is not part of my religious belief. My religious belief is against what you are talking about. You know, there is no thing that exists on this earth that does not have negative and positive, pleasant and unpleasant side. You just have to accept that fact. Even you watching this video, you also have positive and negative side of you. So the idea of waiting for somebody to not tell you, oh no, because of my own positive side or because of my own negative side, always use this one because this is what I want, or this is what should be good for you. You have to weigh your own option. Is that really what I want? Is that somebody telling you, what else? It says, it's not just somebody, you know, sometimes people will come up and say, please, I want to buy Peugeot 406 V6 or Peugeot 607 V6 that is very fuel economical. I'll be like, get out of here. Are you even serious? You want power, yet you are expecting the car to consume like Peugeot 206. Can you be serious? Somebody like me, I love the power the V6 Lions give me, and I'm willing to spend more to fuel the car because I know I don't need to any script to tell me that V6 consume more power, or any car that has more power than the other will consume more fuel. But to me, that unpleasant side, that negative side, it means nothing to me because the positive side, the power, the fun the car gives me outweighs that fuel. That is what money I will spend to fuel the car. So that is life. I mean, the people don't look at it that way. It's always about, oh, everybody is saying this, so it must be right like this. Most people buy automatic because they are not really into cars. They don't drive cars to enjoy car driving. They just, hey, I need something that will take me from here to the other side. Even if it moves like tortoise, they don't care. So all they care about is automatic, manual is meaningless. Or some people, they even want to buy a car that have a tricycle or motorcycle engine in the vehicle. As long as it will take only 5 liters, will take them or cover 200 kilometers for them. They don't care. Even if you take them 10 hours to do a distance of 50 kilometers, in the vehicle, as long as the fuel consumption is only half a liter. They don't care. So people have different desires. So people that buy automatic also have their own choices. But what I've noticed that most people, you see that they actually don't like the automatic, but because that is what is in vogue, or because that's what everybody is using. If you want to buy Peugeot automatic, yes, it's there, but understand that it's not as fun as the manual ones. And you never be. As far as Peugeot is concerned, I always tell people that when you apply SWOT analysis in PSA, the manual is their strength, the automatic gearbox is their weakness. Even the recent one, E88, the recent 8-speed automatic gearbox Peugeot are using, is still not good. People who have driven, they still have always talk about it behaves more like this even older one in terms of when you want it to perform. When you want to carry some form, you press the throttle down for you to downshift. You start getting confused. You won't know which gear you want to do. Maybe you want the car to maybe on 6-speed or 8-speed, and this kind of speed you need the vehicle to give you at a particular point in time. You need the gear to shift down to maybe to gear 3 from that 8-speed. Maybe you are doing like 80 kilometers per hour or 60 kilometers per hour, and you want to surge the car forward very quickly or do very quick overtaking at that 80 or 60 kilometers per hour. Of course, the gearbox will not give you a good performance if it shifts only to gear 7 or gear 6 at 80 or 80 kilometers per hour. It's going to run like tortoise. The only gear that will make it move very, very quick, make the car move very quick at that time, is something like gear 3. Even gear 4 itself may take a long time to pick up, but gear 3 or gear 4 at least more, depending on the gear ratio. But these gearbox, they get confused sometimes. They don't really quick. And another point of Peugeot car, this is automatic. I own this car, so I'm explaining it, even though I eventually will convert it to manual. Another annoyance part of the automatic is they don't perform until you shift it to sports mode. For the ones that have sports mode, if you drive it on normal drive mode, it sucks. Seriously, they suck. To me, I don't know about other people. Like I said, not everybody into performance. So some people does the car move? That's what they need to know. But if you want performance, they suck. Yeah, sometimes you press while on drive mode, they behave as if they are on sports mode. They become very, very quick. But that is every once in a while. But on the average, they have to be on sport mode to perform. In fact, for you to even push the car beyond 170 kilometers per hour on very high speed, trust me, guy, you better shift it out of that normal drive mode. If you are not on sports mode, you just get to a point it will stop. And also, when you're on high speed and you decide to push the car hard, it consumes more fuel when it's on drive mode than sports mode. So I'm not telling you this to get you discouraged from buying Peugeot cars with automatic. But I'm telling you, based on what you want out of your vehicle, manual may serve you better than after you bought your automatic. You now realize that this thing actually doesn't push the way I want. I would have wanted, after with all the VC, so much power with this engine, the car doesn't pull the way I want it. Or somebody may end up buying a V6 and only to realize that, actually I don't really drive that quick, so why do I end up buying a car I don't need, wasting money? I would have gotten one with a 1.6 liter engine with no turbo, just to move, even if it takes me ages to get to where I'm going. As long as I only spend 500 naira on fueling the car to that destination. That's what inspires me, or I find interesting, than the one I'll blow 1,000 or 1,500 naira to get to the same destination, even though it will be quicker. So everybody got their own distance. So what I do is I'll find out what you want and I'll advise you. This is based on my knowledge on these cars. This one will serve you better. If you choose automatic, are you willing to spend more to keep it in good condition? Or are you willing, even if eventually something happens to that gearbox a few days or weeks after you made the purchase, I hope you'll be okay replacing the gear without murmuring or commenting or that this one, this and that and that. If you don't want to spend, some people, they prefer to want a car, they will spend less on gearbox so that the every other place they will focus on every other parts of car without bothering about gearbox. Then you shouldn't have any business with automatic, because automatic you must spend. You don't care, it doesn't matter. The gear oil must be, unless maybe you don't intend to use the car for long, so probably by the time the gear oil will be due for changing, you will already replace it. But if you must use the car for long or you change the ATF, you have to use the recommended or the original one, and they are not cheap. And it has to be periodically. It's not like something you change, you wait for another 100,000 kilometers. No, don't wait. By the time you may get to that point, the harm has already been done. Maybe with the newer EAT gearboxes in Peugeot cars, maybe they've improved it such that the ATF can actually last longer before you change it. But for the other ones, like the one in 406, 607, 407, 308, name them. Maximum 30,000 kilometers. That's my only advice, to even wait before you change them. Otherwise, you are heading down to a problem you don't expect. So, yeah, this is just my advice or my opinion or my perspective on manual versus automatic gearboxes in Peugeot cars. Completely different animals altogether. When you drive 406, I will use 406 V6. You drive 406 V6 automatic, you drive 406 V6 manual. The engine, yes, same power, same everything, but the character of the car differs. One is more predictable than the other. What I mean predictable means if you're on highway and you want to do certain, there are certain things you can do. I know that this car will respond this way. I know it's going to respond. Meaning you can predict that even with 4 trailers on the line, you can put your head, shift it to a certain gear based on the engine or the vehicle speed, and you overtake those vehicles without even pressing your throttle down to the floor. You overtake it and get back to the lane, even up to 3 or 4 trucks, and keep moving ahead. While the other one, the gearbox can choose not to respond to your acceleration, what you want, or based on your activity on the accelerator. You could press it down to the floor, maybe it's on 80 kilometers per hour, instead of it to downshift to about the last maybe to gear 3 or gear 2 or whatever. You should just maintain that gear 4 and just keep crawling up gradually, only for you to mess up the whole thing you want to do. To some points, there are situations where you, instead of you, because you cannot come back anymore to the vehicle you are behind, you wanted to overtake, because probably you've gone halfway and you can't come back, the car already coming towards you. So instead of you to come back, which is no longer possible, you have to go out of the road by pulling the other side completely out of the road, which you may end up in that. So it's not predictable. That's what I'm saying. Unlike the manual that you know that from 5 to 3 or 4 to 5 to 4 or whatever, this is what you are going to get based on the depth or the crash application, everything is predictable. You do it, you are out of the way, you continue your journey. Automatic is the ECU, the computer, try to understand what you want each time you are pressing the accelerator. So the computer works with sensors and signals, which can get confused when you get wrong signal, or even when you get the right signal, you don't even know he's trying to, he just start misbehaving. So automatic will serve you or may not serve you, depends on your like or dislike or want or not wanted in a vehicle. I'm talking specifically about Peugeot cars. So I won't stop you from buying an automatic car, but have at the back of your mind, it will not serve you like the manual ones. Doesn't mean you can't enjoy the car. But in terms of maintenance costs, the fuel costs, yeah, the modern ones, maybe they've done so many things to improve the fuel economy, but still, manual consume less, no matter how you want to look at it. I'm talking about the ones in Peugeot, because unless the person doesn't know how to use manual, in that case, it may consume fuel. Once you know how to use it, you can always know when to shift the gear and all those things, and the fuel would stay very low. Okay, the video has done 25 minutes, so I think I'll stop it here. Maybe I'll do another part, maybe part 2 of this, if I have more things to say. Alright guys.